Good evening, everybody. We're live in the pits of Motorcast. This is your host, Dave. I got on the line a special guest from the Classic American Muscle Association. Russell, how do you say your last name?
Treiterer.
Treiterer. How's it going, Russell?
Good.
So, how'd you do this season with the car?
Well, I was bracket racing in the Summit Series with the Dart this year, and it did okay. I had some issues in the beginning of bracket racing, but I managed to iron them out. Didn't really go any rounds. I was just kind of learning. So, but then at the end of the season, I kind of blew up that motor. So that one exited the scene, and I quickly put back together my Avenger, put the Avenger back together again, and I was running that, just test and tune for the rest of the season. But hopefully next year I'll have all my cars together and be able to just kind of pick and choose what I run.
So how many cars do you have?
I have 3.
Now, besides the Dodge Dart, what are the other 2?
Let's see. I have it's like a 1998 tube frame Dodge Avenger, and a 65 Coronet, Dodge Coronet.
Now you're gonna be running 2 cars with the Classic American Muscle Association.
Yeah, I'll probably be running the Dart and the Coronet. Yeah.
So now, how many years have you been running with those guys?
Last year was my first year.
Then how did you get involved with them?
Actually, I got one of the people from Classic American Muscle asked me if I wanted to join their group. It was I went to the that would have been the 2017. They had a bracket racing kind of a dinner for the previous year for 2017 season, where they gave out awards and stuff like that. And I ran into Tracy there, and she asked me. We were talking, and she asked me what kind of car I had and stuff like that, and asked me if I wanted to run with their group and do exhibitions with them. And I said, sure, that'd be fun. So yeah, that's kind of how I got hooked up.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Now, how did you first get involved in drag racing?
Well, I've always loved cars, even back when I was real young. But I really didn't have any high performance cars or drag race style cars until about a year before I retired. I got involved in my business, and then just kind of career stuff and family stuff, and that took precedence over doing anything else. But after I retired, I decided that I'm gonna get into drag racing. I had bought a 2006 Dodge Charger, and I took that for giggles, just took it down to the track, and it ran, really slow. It was running in the 15s or something like that. So, I had fun doing it though, but, then I got the bug to make it go faster. So my son and I put a Pro Charger in it, and we came out, the next year. We put it in over the winter time. We came out the next year and raced it, and it was doing, low 12s, running on E85 with a P1 Pro Charger in it, and that was pretty much fun. But that still didn't satisfy my need to go faster, so I bought the Avenger. And when I bought the Avenger, it had a smaller motor in it than it has now. and that one was running low nines, but that wasn't. And then I actually, at the end of the season, that one kind of blew up too. I have a thing about blowing up motors. When motors go with me, they kind of disintegrate. I push them pretty hard. But yeah, so I bought the Avenger, and that was fun because that was turning low nines, so that was kind of cool too. But then the motor went, and I thought, well, instead of just putting in the same kind of motor or rebuilding that motor, I'll get something bigger. So I bought a 572 crate motor and put that in there. So now it does low eights.
So what was?
And what's that?
So what was the quickest ET you've had with the Avenger now?
That was an 8.4.
That was a Great Lakes dragway?
Yeah. I've actually only drag raced in two places. I've drag raced at Great Lakes and at Byron.
I put both of them on my bed. You took it.
Now, when you retired and started drag racing, what year was this?
That was in 2017.
Oh, okay, so you haven't been drag racing that long.
Nope. I got into it and got the bug and just kind of went crazy. So I was having too much fun.
So how you liking running with the Classic American Muscle Association?
Oh, they're a great group of people. We have fun at all the events. Just getting together and talking with all the guys, and a lot of times we'll have everybody pass a dish to pass around. So we'll in between runs and stuff like that, we'll sit down and eat. The last outing that we had at the Time Trial Nationals, we actually had a bunch of different trophies that were made by Dave Meyer. He welds some old broken car parts together and stuff like that. We had one for the quickest reaction time, and another one for the most spectacular burnout. And then we had a top ET trophy for that. And that ended up being the top ET trophy ended up being a shootout between or was going to be a shootout between myself and another gentleman. I can't quite remember his name, but just before we were going to do do the finals for that one, I pulled that big huge wheelie that you got the picture of.
Right.
And it kind of tore the front end of the car loose. I have a fiberglass front end on the Avenger, and the wheelie pulled it up really high and it came down real hard, and all of the supports that hold the front fiberglass front end on it came loose from the fiberglass, so it was just kind of flapping in the breeze. So we'll do that final shootout again in the beginning of the year next year, probably at a Nitro Streetcar Brawl or something like that. So to figure out who's got the fastest car in Cama.
Now you said you enjoy talking to all the guys in Camo. There's three females in there too.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just
right,
guys, people, whatever. I guess I wasn't being politically correct.
Yeah. So now, since you've been in that group for the year you've been in there, have you had the greatest competitor with the group?
I like running with people who are. Yeah, well, in the beginning, running with the group, I was running with my Dart, and that usually cuts. That was the best times I got with that one was like 10.7s. So that's not too bad, but not real good. But I usually like running with cars that are comparable to to my lapse times and stuff like that. But then the dart blew up, and they allowed me for the last couple of races to use the Avenger because it doesn't exactly fit into their classic muscle car,
right?
Little heading and stuff like that. But because of the fact that I was already a member and they wanted me to be there with a car, they kind of grandfathered me in with the Avenger. But next year should be fun. I have a new motor that's already built up and everything for the Dart. It's getting a whole new roll cage and 4-link rear end in it and a whole bunch of other stuff that it's getting over the winter time. So it should do. That car should do low 9s now. So it should be a handful. It'll be a fun car.
So now, Russell, when you go out to the track, how many crew members do you have with you?
Usually, just me.
No,
sometimes my son will come along and and help me out and do some seat time in the car and stuff like that. But he's got a family and he rides motorcycles and stuff, so he doesn't make it out all that often. But most of the time when I go to the track, it's it's just me and whatever car I drag along.
Your wife doesn't come out to the track?
Yeah, she does occasionally. I think she was out last season, probably 2 or 3 times. But she likes watching me run and stuff like that. But she doesn't get around real well. So walking back and forth from the track to where I'm parked in the pits and stuff like that can sometimes be difficult for her. So she doesn't come as often.
Yeah, that's
but my kids sometimes show up and stuff like that. My daughter will come out, and my son will come, and my other son will come from down in Illinois to watch, and my sister and her husband, they come and watch me occasionally. So
you got 3 kids?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I have,
how old are the 3 kids?
Let's see. My one son is 50. The other one is 45, and my daughter is like 48.
Married?
2 of them are. My 2 sons are married, and my daughter is still single.
So how many grandkids you got?
Oh, got a whole slew of them. I mean, like a whole of them.
So you think you'll get any junior dragsters out of any of these grandkids?
I don't know. I've offered. I've offered to. Sometimes my grandkids will come. But they're into other things. I don't know. It's none of them have really expressed an interest in drag racing at all. But it would be fun. I wouldn't mind, getting them hooked up with in the junior dragster, program down at Great Lakes and stuff like that.
Right. So now, what before you got into drag race and everything, were there any drag race drivers that either it doesn't have to be in the at Great Lakes, could be the NHRA guys or anything? Was there anybody inspirational to you to get into drag racing?
I don't know. I think the person that really sparked my interest, that I thought was really cool, was when I saw Heart Like a Wheel with the story of Shirley Muldowney. And I thought that was a really, really cool story. And I really, I gave her a whole lot of kudos for taking all of guff that she took from the other drivers, way back in the day. But sticking to her guns and then showing them, showing them her taillights, which was, I thought that just rocked. I love stories of people who, overcome adversity to come back and really, really shine. So I'm kind of I always root for I'm an underdog rooter, I guess.
Shirley Chacha Muldowney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never got a chance to meet her. I've met Don Gartlitz at Great Lakes already, but I never got a chance to meet her. But I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, my dad used to take me to drag racing he started taking me when I was about 4 or 5. Now I'm 50, so I used to see Shirley race.
Oh, yeah. My dad wasn't. He wasn't. Cars for him were a method of transportation. He wasn't really into them that much. He had most of the time he was working. He had his own business and stuff like that. So that pretty much sucked up all of his time. So
yeah, he'd take me up to the place that shut down the US 30 drag ship in Indiana and Great Lakes drag way back in the day. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Shirley go against Don Garlitz back in the day. That was a good time.
Oh
yeah. Yep. Go to a Broadway Bob at Great Lakes Dragway?
No, never got a chance to meet him. Heard a lot of stories about him, though. He was supposed to be quite a character.
No, yeah, great promoter.
Yeah.
One of a kind.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you see the other day how we lost that jet car driver in an accident?
Oh yeah, that was terrible. I mean, and from what it sounds like, she got hit in the helmet by a piece of debris of one of the timing cones.
Yeah. Only 24 years old.
That's terrible. Nobody likes to see somebody that young die, no matter what they're doing.
Right.
But that's like me, I guess if I was to pick my way of going out, it would probably be, going 200 miles an hour in a dragster. Go out in a blaze. But I don't plan on doing that anytime soon.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, you plan on driving any other kind of drag race cars, like a pro mod or dragster, funny car, anything?
I don't know what will happen. I know I'm already trying to figure out ways to make the Avenger, which is my fastest car now. I don't know. I'll have to see. The fastest car will be a toss-up between the Avenger and the Coronet. Because the Coronet I just bought about a month ago from a guy in Phoenix, Arizona, and that's got a 540 cubic inch Dodge motor in it, a stroked 440 with an F1R Pro Charger on it, and it's supposed to pump out about 1,250 horse. So it may even be faster than the Avenger, but it's a big car and it weighs a bit. So I don't know how fast that car will be, but the Avenger's really, really light. And actually now it's up at Furo Racing, undergoing some serious surgery and getting a 4-link and anti-roll bar and some wheelie bars put in the back so I can keep the front end down on the ground so I don't do those crazy wheelies like you saw in that picture. And get do an A to B with the nose down and going as fast as it can. But we'll see. I'll have to see how fast that Coronet is.
Well, you did tell me earlier you got that need for speed to keep getting faster and faster.
Yeah. I've been looking at cars at, in Sonny's Motorsports and stuff like that. And they got some really, really huge motors in there that put out immense, unbelievable amounts of horsepower. But damn, are they expensive? I don't know if I'm ready to cough up, $90,000 for a motor.
Who knows? Maybe one day you'll want to get something real fast and go to Chicago Wise Guys.
Oh, that would be. I mean, that would be fun. I would love nothing better than to get behind a car like that. But, I mean, if you're going to run one of those cars, the blown alcohol ones or, anything like that. I mean, those cars require a bunch of people to help you run them. I mean, you got to have, people who know clutches and people who know, all the electronics and people to set them up and all that kind of stuff like that. And I just don't know that many people that I could actually get together for a pit crew. So that's kind of why I've stayed as small as I have, because most of the time it's just me. So, whatever, I try to make sure that when I roll my car up into the trailer to go down to the track, that everything is done and there really isn't a whole lot that I have to do.
Now, you said you ran on E85 guys before, right?
Yeah. I've my Dodge Charger, which I gave to my son this year, that ran on E85, and also the Coronet, the one with the Pro Charger in it, the new car I bought. That one also runs on E85 too.
Yeah, you could run that one with the Pro E85 guys.
I could if I get invited.
Just talk to Dwayne.
Is that his name, Dwayne?
Yeah, Dwayne Wadrop's still president.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to see. I don't know if that would be a conflict of interest. I don't know how I'd be able to run two different cars with two different clubs at the same event. Plus, I don't know how I'd get all the cars down there. I only have one trailer. I suppose I'd have to buy a stacker or something like that. Drag two cars down there.
Then with those guys, then you can do your Papa Wheelies. They love doing the Papa Wheelies.
Oh yeah. If you have your car set up for doing wheel stands, then then it's all right. If you got a lot of travel on your springs in the front and shocks in the front, otherwise it comes down so hard and you break stuff. I hate breaking stuff. Every time you break stuff, then you gotta quick run out and fix it, or wait until you can get it fixed, or whatever. But I will say, wheel stands are kind of fun. I mean, I had on my Dart that would pull about little 1-foot wheelies with the old motor it had in it, and that was always kind of fun. I mean, but when you get up to getting real high and real vertical where you don't even see the track anymore and all you see is the clouds and stuff in the sky, it's like, oh damn. I'm really up there.
Yeah. So now, what was the experience like for you for the first time going down the drag strip?
I know when I first got up there, and you get into the you're waiting in the staging lines and stuff like that, and and as I got closer and closer to my time being up to do my burnout and all that stuff like that, at first I was calm, and then as I got closer and closer in line and stuff like that, I could feel my heart pumping a little bit more. And then when I got into the water box to do my burnout, then it's like, oh boy, this is real. Okay. And did my burnout. Didn't have a line lock in the car at that time. time, so I was, kind of did a, week burnout with a set of street tires that I had on the car. But, when I got up to the light and did the best I could, but it was seriously exciting. By the time I, got to the traps down at the end and came back down the return road, I probably had a grin on my face that, you couldn't have knocked off with a 2x4. I had way too much fun. It was really, really exciting. So pretty much after the first run that I took, I was like, yeah, I got to keep doing this. This is gas.
All right. So now, Russell, when you take out, any of your cars to go race, say it's the Dart or the either one of them, what goes in preparation to get the car ready for racing?
Well, like I said, I usually do most of the prep at home. But I'll get the car up on. I've got a nice big garage with a lift in it and stuff like that, and I'll get the car up on the lift and I'll go through all the bolts in the front end and all the bolts on my for my harness and all that stuff like that to make sure everything's nice and tight, and I'll go through all of them. I have kind of a checklist that I go through, make sure everything's nice and tight on the steering and the front wheels, and make sure they're all my wheels are all torqued and everything like that. And then I'll usually drain and check the oil and put in a new set of plugs and set set the lash on the valves. And then I'm pretty much done. And then roll it in the trailer and tie it all down, and usually I do that the day before, and then the next day. That way I'm able to just hook up the car to the hook up the trailer to my truck and head on down. When I get to the track, it's mostly just put the car on the charger, the battery on the charger, just to make sure that that's all topped off. Check the pressure in all the tires. Maybe go over the lug nuts again and torque them down one last time just to make sure. And then I'm off and running, making passes. Fill up with gas and get going.
So now with the Dart and the Avenger, which one's the most maintenance?
Let's see. Usually in the Dart, I've got the MSD grid in there. So that one, usually after a pass with that one, I'll get out my laptop and pull the data from it to make sure that I've got the tune right in my carb, that I've got the right air fuel ratio and stuff like that, and that's doing well. And the Avenger, that one will get a grid system in it this winter yet, after I get it back from my chassis guy up in Stevens Point. So I'll have to do it with that one. But I don't know. I'd say pretty much both of those cars require a bit of maintenance. You gotta keep your eye on stuff. Keep your eye on all your gauges when you're running, just to make sure that there's nothing really that is giving a hint of running amiss. I think I probably should end up getting like a race pack system on it, so I can haul more data out, just to be able to look at cylinder pressures and EGTs and all that stuff like that. But I haven't gotten around to doing that yet.
Now, you said besides Great Lakes Dragway, you've only ran it up one other track, right?
Yeah, I ran it. I went up with Dave Meyer. We went to Byron for it was Buick Olds Pontiac Day there, and I went there and actually did my qualifying runs to get my NHRA license that day. But that was kind of fun. Byron's a nice track. It's a little bit different than Great Lakes. Just in the fact that you have to back into the water box, which is different than Great Lakes, where you just pull right through. So that was kind of different. But it was nice and flat, nice and straight, a little bit downhill. But it was nice going to someplace different than Great Lakes. But I like Great Lakes. I know a lot of people there. I enjoy the track. I enjoy all the people. And it is, the first place I ever raced at. And actually, back when Don DeBeer was the track manager, he was the one that actually set me up and got me my IHRA license. So.
Now, you think you'd ever go up to Cordova and run?
I'm actually thinking of this next year of, hitting a few more places. I'd like to, go up to WIR, and maybe Rock Falls, and maybe, do like Byron again in Cordova. But my big thing is I'd really like to run at Route 66. I usually go down there every year for their summer nationals and watch the big boys run. And that's kind of like one of my dreams is to race one of my cars down there. I think that would be, because it's a really, really pretty venue.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd have fun going there. Now, where do you get all your fire safety equipment? Like your helmet, your suit, everything. Where do you get all your safety equipment from?
I usually buy all my stuff. I've got Simpson helmet and harness and stuff like that, and then my suit is a oh god, I forget what the name of that company is, but I get a lot of my stuff through Summit, because they've got a huge catalog of all different kinds of manufacturers of online equipment.
Now, for the Dart and the Avenger, what kind of tires are you running on the two cars?
See, the Dart, I've got a set of I'm running Mickey Thompson 15 10.5s, 29 by 10.5 by 15 on the Dart, and the Coronet is also a big tire car, but right now it's got a set of Mickey Thompson street tires on the back. So I have to get a set of slicks for the back of that. But I think the slicks in the back of that one are the same size as the ones on my Avenger, which are let's see, 32 by 15. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'd have to look at all the numbers.
All right, now Russell, for the short time you've been drag racing, have you reached any milestones so far?
I know this in 2018, I wanted to get into the low eights, which I did with the Avenger, which was really, really nice. So yeah, well, that and my reaction times are getting a whole lot better. I think I cut my first 00 light this year in 2018, which was nice. So yeah, I've reached numerous milestones over the course of this past season.
That's good. Now, have you had any accidents or close calls so far yet?
No. I mean, other than just breaking parts, and exploding motors and stuff like that, I've never lost control of the car as yet. Um, I have never even come close to a wall. Usually when I feel something getting strange in the car, like it getting light in the front end, or I feel it getting a little bit too squirrely, at any point during my run, I'll just let out. I'll just take my foot off the gas, because it's not worth it for me to crash my car and hurt myself, or hurt somebody else or whatever. So I'm pretty cautious that way. I know I'm not indestructible, and I'm getting older, and I won't heal up as well as I could, and I want to keep on racing. So I'm pretty cautious.
Well,
That's kind of why I keep on upgrading my cars, so that they run as well as they can, as safely as they can, as fast as they can.
Well, knock on wood, you'll never have any accidents.
No, I mean, I know every time you go down the track, there is always that chance that, something can happen, and I'm willing to take that chance just because I enjoy the sport so much. But it's definitely nothing that I'm planning on doing, and I try to use my head about the whole thing, and make sure that the car is set up to go as fast as I want it to go.
All right.
That I'm not kind of like running on a shoestring.
Right. All right. Now you ready for the fun portion question of the interview now?
Sure.
All right. Do you have any hobbies besides drag racing?
I do a little ice fishing.
Now, when you go ice fishing, what kind of fish do you go for?
I usually just panfish. The little guys. I find it fun every once in a while to just, I've got a little portable ice shanty, and I throw it in the back of my pickup, and I'll throw all my gear in there and head out to a lake somewhere and drag all the stuff out and sit in the shanty for a while and listen to some music, and just putz around on the frozen lake a little bit. Don't do it that much. I didn't get out at all last year, but I don't know. Maybe it'll happen this year. I got a lot of work to do on my cars yet this year, so I got a lot to get done. So.
All right. Now, since you mentioned music, what's your favorite music?
I'm a classic rock guy.
Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, AC/DC, all that stuff.
Yep. Yeah. REO, yes.
Kansas, Heart. Yeah.
Yep.
Journey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife and I, we go to a lot of concerts together, which is really fun. We're trying to see as many of the old classic rock bands as we can before they disappear.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys went to see Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was fun. That one we had really good seats on that one. I had front row seats for, and I could almost reach out and touch people that were on the stage, and that was fun. I kind of stood up through that whole concert just rocking out, which was really, really great. So, but yeah.
And you just saw REO Speedwagon.
Yep. Yeah, and we're going to see. Let's see, in January we've got Bob Seger and Three Dog Night to see. That's coming up. So.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my brother used to play Three Dog Night all the time. Joy to the World.
Oh yeah.
Old fashioned love song.
Yeah. The concerts are kind of the thing that my wife and I get a chance to do together, because she doesn't, spend a whole lot of time with me down at the racetrack, and I'm down there a lot in the summertime. And I'm down there at least two times, sometimes 3 times a week. So our thing is getting out and doing concerts together.
I know Kansas is supposed to be coming around and doing the whole point of no return album in its entirety.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, let's keep my eye out for that.
Yeah, that was a good album.
Oh yeah.
Now, have you ever seen Jethro Tull?
I saw them. I saw Tull a long time ago, way back in the late 70s, when I was out in California.
All right, now here's an easy question for you, Russell. What's your favorite food that you like to eat?
I'm a meat and potatoes guy, so a good, almost melt in your mouth steak is top on my list.
What's your favorite beverage to drink?
I'm a soda guy. I don't drink alcohol at all. My favorite soda is Pepsi. So.
Now, do you have a favorite movie of all time?
I've seen a lot of movies. My wife and I have a huge DVD collection. We probably got, 5,000 or so movies on DVD. But I would say probably the one that I really, really enjoyed the most was Independence Day.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now, what was your favorite TV show growing up as a kid?
I think Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah, I used to watch that all the time. My 3 sons, all that stuff. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. My Favorite Martian.
Yeah.
Lost in Space. Yep.
Yep.
Now, did you have a favorite cartoon when you were growing up?
Favorite cartoon?
Yeah.
Let's see. I always liked Beetle Bailey.
I used to love Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with Bugs Bunny and Donald Duck and Daffy and all them. Yeah.
No, not really. In fact, my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, he has a whole bunch of Looney Tunes tattoos on himself. I don't know what what gave him the want to do that, but yeah, he's got Donald Duck, Yosemite Sam, and the Roadrunner, and all kinds of stuff, and tattoos on himself. So okay. To each his own.
So now, Russell, if you were able to do time traveling and go backwards in time, would you do anything differently with drag racing? Like, would you start earlier in life drag racing or anything like that?
I definitely would have started a lot earlier. I would have started, at least, when I was in my 20s.
Now, if you and your wife go on vacations, do you guys have a favorite vacation getaway?
We don't usually go very many places. We went on a cruise once, and that was enough. But we spend a lot of our time at home, which is okay. We've got a lot of family that lives up here in Wisconsin, and we just like spending that. During the wintertime, we kind of hibernate, and